I'm Ben Thomas, and I'm going to present my poetry speech. We all know the stereotype. He's the clued out dad who doesn't know an iPod from IHOP. The guy with the wallet whose relationship with his kids, especially if they're daughters, is decidedly background. As the primary male role in a girl's life, however, fathers influence their daughters in profound ways, from how they see themselves to what they come to expect from men and the world at large. Often, men don't realize the importance of their interactions, or may shy away from too close involvement because of their inexperience or conditioning. Some may even resort to a relationship via the written word rather than face-to-face interaction. Such is the case in Stanley J. Kutnick's Journal for My Daughter. Your turn, grants of confusion. You say you had a daughter once. His name was Absence. He left, but did not let you go. Part of him, more than a shadow, beckoned down the corridors, secret, elusive, saturnine, melting at your touch. In the crack of a divided house grew the resentment weed. It has white, inconspicuous flowers. Family of anthologist, collectors of injuries. I wake to a glittering world, to the annunciation of the frost. A pop-eyed chipmunk scurries past, the pockets of his cheeks bulging. As the field mice store seeds, as the needle-nosed shrew, threading under the woodpile, deposits little heaps of land snails from milestones on its runways. I was happy you were born. Your bags of digits equipped for decimals, and all of your clever parts neatly in place. Your nation gives me joy, as it has always given. If I could have my choice on the way to exile, I think I'd rather sleep forever than wake up cold in a country without women. You cried, you wasted, and you cried. Night after night, I walked the floor with you, croaking the same old tranquilizing song, the only tune I've ever learned to carry. In the rosy tissue of your brain, where memories begins, that theme is surely scored, waiting till you need to play it back. There were 3 crows, sat on a tree, Silly Billy, McGee, McGow. You do not need to sing to me. I like the sound of your voice. Even when you phone from school, asking for money. There was a big blonde Uncle Bear, wounded, smoke-eyed, wild, who shambled from the west with his big bags full of havoc. He spoke the bear's grunt's language, waving his paws and rocking his legs. Both of us were drunk, slapping each other on the back, sweaty with genius. He spouted with nonsense rhymes, roaring like a behemoth. You crawled under the sofa. Goodies are shaken from the puppetry. But what you are, give what is yours to give. Have style, dare. Such a storm of fortune cookies. Outside your room stands the white-headed prowler in his multiple disguises, who reminds you of your likeness. Whenever you turn down the street, in the fugues of appetite, in the groan of nightmare, he waits for you. Haggard with his 1,000 years, his agents are everywhere. His heart is at home, in your own generation. The folded message in your hands is stiff with dirt and wine stains, older than the Dead Sea Scrolls. Daughter, read. What do I want of my life? More, more. You know, daughters, they're a bundle of joy, happiness. And when you see them grow up, you just don't want to let them go. When they're born, you hold them in their arms for the first time. That's the most best years of your life. When they're a kid, you love them dearly and want to protect them. When they're teenagers, you want to do the same thing and try to protect them from boys. When they're adults and they want to pursue their own dreams and want to move out, you don't want to let them go because they're still your little girl. But what you need to remember is just because they're gone physically, they will always be your daughters in the end.